All right, good morning, guys. Today we are going to be reading The Biggest Fish. In this story, I want you to look for a few things. You're going to look for who, quién, what, qué, where, dónde, when, cuándo, why, por qué, and how, cómo. So you're going to be looking for these things. This is called the reporter's formula. Every story needs a who, what, when, where, why, and how. Those are things that are necessary in all stories. So, as we read our story today, I want you to highlight. I want you to go through and tell me the who is this story about? What happened? Where did it happen? Why did it happen? When did it happen? Okay? So, these right here. Who was involved? What happened? Where did it happen? When did it happen? Why did it happen? Okay? Do you understand? All right, awesome. So let's get back to the story. The biggest fish. Let's go, girls. Time to go fishing. Dad called from the front porch of my grandparents' house in Belleville. It was a beautiful day in the country. The warm sun and a cool light breeze meant it was a perfect day for fishing. Before we could go, we had to dig for worms. Digging for worms was always exciting for me, but not so much for my sister, Karen. She would rather stick needles in her eyes than dig for worms. After we found enough worms, we packed all the supplies we needed for our fishing trip. Today was different because my dad carried 3 cane poles instead of one. I'll be there to help you, but you two are going to fish all by yourselves today, said Dad. That was a first. Usually, Dad only let us take turns holding his pole. I was so excited I could hardly wait to get to the tank. The tank was a small pond near my grandma's house. About a 15-minute walk down a grassy path filled with pink and yellow wildflowers. Oh, I am going to catch the biggest fish today. Just wait and see, I bragged. No way, said Karen. Soon we arrived at the tank, and Dad searched for the perfect spot near the edge of the water. He handed each of us our pole and a fat, wiggly brown worm to put on our hooks for bait. I baited my hook quickly, but Karen took a little longer. Ew, moaned Karen. She made a face like she was going to throw up. After 10 minutes of complaining, she took the twitchy worm and reluctantly put it on her hook. Dad showed me how to swing my pole so my line would go far out into the water, making ripples on the surface. Impatiently, I watched the red and white plastic bobber bounce on top of the water. Suddenly, it went under, and I felt something pull on my line. There was a huge fish on my hook. Dad raced over with a net to help me scoop the fish out of the water. Way to go, Dad shouted. Look what you caught. We admired my enormous catch for a moment and then tossed the fish back in the water. That day, I caught two more fish, and Karen caught one, much smaller than mine. Although I was proud of myself, I didn't have the heart to brag that my fish was bigger than hers. It wasn't really about who caught the biggest fish. Spending time with Dad and Karen that day on our first official fishing trip is something I will always cherish and remember with gratitude. Okay, so what you are going to do now is you are going to go through this and you are going to find the who, the what, the when, the where, and the why, and the how. Okay, I want you to highlight. There will be a discussion with this one. So, yes, and please tell me everything. And then later on, you're going to add the who, the what, the when, the where, and the why into your own paper. All right, see you guys later.